This video is brought to you by PIA. This is by no means a full review. I just happened to unbox this morning and set it up for my own personal usage and testing. I will be posting comparisons maybe and an eventual review. We'll see. I have so much content to make. I don't even know what's happening anymore. But what I can tell you, day one, even a few hours in, I'm willing to wager that the iPhone 14 Plus is going to be the next upgrade for a lot of you watching. First and foremost, because of its design. And you might be like, Noah, we've seen this before. What's so great about it? Well, it's a good design. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the best design phone ever, but Apple makes understated stuff, high quality things. This feels nice, expensive in the hand. I love the aluminum sides. I love the Starlight color. This is my personal favorite color with the regular models, 13 and 14 alike here. And we get it in a bigger phone now, which of course comes with its other advantages, which we'll talk about later. Great design, great colors this year, better colors than last year. I totally recommend picking up a Midnight or a Starlight here just because they're neutral. The purple model is also nice as well. The blue is okay, product red, but overall better colors than the 13 models here. Also too, to state the obvious, I don't have a case on this phone yet. And if you're in a similar predicament, I definitely recommend checking out a case from Moft. Full disclosure, they do support the channel, but this is on my personal 14 Pro Max daily driver. I got a white on white case here. You can get black and clear as well. It has enhanced MagSafe magnets on the inside, and you can get their Snap wallet here, which stores a card or two, and you can use it as a stand as well in this little origami sort of mechanism here, like so, and also too for landscape content as well. I'll leave links to these in the video description. They come in different colors and variants as well. Here are a couple colors with the wallets that match the new iPhone 14 series. So yeah, definitely a product I would check out to protect your precious shiny new $900 14 Plus. What's next on the list though? Why else are you gonna buy this? Oh, the display. Quite obviously, it's the Plus. That's why it has a 6.7-inch display, and you now no longer have to fork out an extra $200 for it. Gone are those days where the Pro Max is the only large, huge phone. Now you get it with the regular model, which I think is really great. They should have done this last year, although I think they were sort of experimenting with the Mini as a size. But yeah, you get a nice 800 nit bright display here. That's the same brightness as the 12 Pro models. I loved my 12 Pro. 800 nits and above is really fantastic, but 800 is like the perfect, like just bright enough for pretty much any condition that you're in. Outside, inside, I like bright displays, what can I say? Beyond display brightness though, the colors and overall contrast are excellent here because this is an OLED display. You get really white whites and really dark, rich blacks, especially when you're looking at my Skyline wallpaper pack, link in the description. But in all seriousness, this display really is comparable to that of the Pro models, and it's more than good enough for what you're gonna be doing to view pictures of your family, friends, and also stuff like this. So I have no complaints there. Also, it's bigger for video content. So if you want to consume the, for example, Tripod podcast to learn about the insane drama happening with the Try guys. So interesting from just a PR, HR standpoint. You know, I'm not a huge drama person, but definitely check this out if you haven't. It's fascinating what people do, and I don't know, just when they think they're on top of the world. That's all I'm gonna say. But love this phone for consuming content. That's why I've opted for Pro Max phones in the past, because the display is bigger and brighter for media consumption and just also gameplay as well. We can open up COD here that I have open. I will probably do a little demo in a minute here. In the performance part of this video. You just have so much more space for UI elements and all that, and of course for gameplay when you are interacting with the controls, but again, I'll demo this in a few minutes here. But yeah, the display is definitely the reason why you're buying this phone. Also too, quite obviously, the display is larger, which makes the physical chassis of the phone larger, which leaves room for something we're going to talk about after I quickly mention today's video sponsor, PIA, the #1 most trusted VPN in the US. Did you know that even if you are browsing discreetly, incognito, or privately, your search history still may be visible to your employer, your school, and even your ISP? Now, I'm sure none of us are searching up anything too weird, but I'm definitely on the side of preferring that my search data is encrypted 100%. With PIA, not only do you get powerful encryption, but seamless integration into your web surfing. It'll turn on in the background without you even realizing it. PIA also doesn't keep any log of your searches and has a no log policy. PIA made an independent audit to prove that they don't keep any logs at all, and this has been proven in court many times. PIA can also bypass ISP throttling, avoid DDoS and other cyber harassment, as well as unlock geo-restricted games and content blocks in your country. Most interestingly though, they offer servers in all 50 US states, which can help you access state-exclusive content and get ahead on TV premieres and avoid sporting event blackouts. PIA gave me a special offer only for my viewers. You can get it 82% off plus 3 months free using my link in the video description below. As I was saying though, a bigger display makes for a bigger smartphone chassis, which means there's going to be a bigger battery on the inside. And although I have not used this phone for long enough to give you like scientific screen on time hours, I don't normally do that anyway. I'm not that thorough with my battery testing. But what I can say though is I believe whatever Apple's marketing numbers are, you're going to have more battery life, of course, compared to your 14, and definitely more compared to the 13 and the other models in the past here. You get the power sipping efficiency with the A15 and the improvements that will hopefully come with iOS 16.1. I've heard issues with battery life in 16. I have not run into them, but I guess I haven't noticed them. Maybe I use my phone too much, so I really don't run into them as much. But my point is, bigger battery on the inside here, paired with iOS 16 improvements, and of course, Apple Silicon as well. It's going to be great. You also don't have a 120 Hertz Pro Motion display that gets up to 2000 nits bright outside. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to have on the Pro Max models, but it definitely does not sip power. So you have a more efficient display here that's just as bright or just about as bright in most cases, not as bright outside and not as bright consistently, but similar colors, similar OLED quality, sharpness, color, all of that here. And yeah, all I'm gonna say is you're gonna get better battery life here simply because the battery is bigger and paired with more modest components, particularly this less powerful but just as big display compared to the Pro Max. Another reason to opt for this phone is for its excellent performance, even with a last gen chip. We have the heart of a 13 Pro in here specifically because it has an extra GPU core in its A15 variant compared to the A15 variant found in the iPhone 13s, which have 4. If you don't know what that means, it just means the graphical horsepower in here for games and just driving graphics is a little better, marginally better. I wouldn't say substantially better, but definitely an improvement over the 13, although not a reason to upgrade or anything. But you get the chip in here, the heart of the 13 Pro once again, and even looking at these scores, if you know what they mean, you're still ahead of the competition. Snapdragon and a Tensor and the rest are just not quite matching Apple Silicon right now. So Apple doesn't even need to put the A16 in here to give you a wonderful experience. iOS 16 is perfectly buttery smooth. I use it on my iPhone 13 Pro Max as well. It's the same experience. You don't need an A16 to run iOS 16 really, really wonderfully here. We're getting to the point where these new chips aren't really improving your day-to-day experience in iOS. So that's nice to see. It means you don't have to upgrade every year. But if you're on like an iPhone 7 or 8 Plus or even like a 10, this is still a great upgrade to jump to here. We can also do a little demo of COD. I promised this, so we'll do a little multiplayer. I don't have like frame rates. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this is definitely better than the 14 Pro Max. I don't really play mobile games, but I'm just sort of showing you that this phone is more than capable. Oh my God, oh no. Completely losing my track on this review here, but my point is this is a great device to play a game on. A lot of apps and games do not have ProMotion or high refresh rate support, so a 60 Hertz display on here looks just fine. I'm having a great time, and the A15 is pushing this game wonderfully. I'm sure I could bump up the graphics as well and have no issue, but again, I really don't do too much gaming on my phone. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do, so go to another channel if you wanna see more in-depth tests. But yeah, I mean, if you are into smartphone gaming, the iPhone 14 Plus here is going to be a wonderful phone for that. No need for promotion and no need for the most recent processor either. And finally, the camera module is great this year. It's not like absolutely revolutionary. It's not like 50% better than the 13s, but it's definitely enhanced in every environment that you shoot in. The main camera has a bigger sensor and wider aperture. It lets more light in, it captures more light, which makes for cleaner images, better colors, and just way better low light performance. I've seen really amazing shots in the dark compared to my 13 model. So yeah, you get the camera improvements there. You also get the camera improvements with the front-facing camera. This is the most noticeable upgrade, I would argue. You get autofocus with the front camera now, which means you can like take selfies this close up to your face or just hold objects in front and have them in focus. This has never been done before. I mean, people can make fun of the iPhone all they want for slowly introducing features that have been on Android phones for a while. I'll totally give you that, but it's nice to have this here. You also get a wider aperture on here as well. Also, we get 4K cinematic mode. If you like it, you get higher resolution now. I think it's kind of stupid because the iPhone 13 Pro doesn't get that, and it has the same chip and arguably a similarly performing camera, but I digress here. The camera is definitely really good this year. Again, in every environment, particularly low light, up to 2.5 times according to Apple. So if you want an incredible camera, great design, bigger display without breaking the bank here, and of course, exceptional performance even with an A15 processor. The 14 Plus is a great phone to buy. I probably will be comparing this to the Pro Max, the 13 Pro Max specifically, because they're gonna be more similarly priced. Even the 14 Pro Max, I'm not gonna promise anything because just, I don't know, my content schedule is just wild. I don't even know how I'm keeping up with it. But this has been this video. I hope you enjoy. This is definitely a great value for the money. So that's all I got for today. Check out my links to PIA, my wallpaper pack, and Moft once again. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.